Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be talking about a simplified version of healing no communication with a specific person. I know I did a big in-depth video on fear and how to really deep dive into that, which you can find on my channel, but I wanted to record something that is just a little bit more simplified, back to basics, starting from maybe the easiest approach, and then you can build on it as you need to. My little dog is in my lap and I'm trying not to get distracted. I've already had to re-record this video a few times because I just started making things too complex and I really want to create some simpler videos, so I'm gonna do my best. Let's see if I can get it this time. So what I want to talk about is when you are in a no contact situation, or maybe contact is super hot and cold, but you're feeling that there's a lack. I want you to keep in mind that the communication didn't cause the lack feeling within you. The lack feeling within you caused the communication to stop. And I know that this can be kind of difficult because we take 3D evidence with so much weight. And I talked about this in a different video of me manifesting healthier skin and clearing up my skin problems, that I was refusing to affirm feeling beautiful until my skin healed. And lo and behold, when I finally dropped that and started affirming that I felt beautiful regardless of what was going on with my skin, suddenly it cleared up. And it was because I was taking the evidence of the belief as a reason to have the belief. Does that make sense? Yeah, I was saying that I won't feel beautiful until my skin clears up, but my skin's not clearing up because I don't feel beautiful, right? You need to, you can't see the result. It's like I'm just holding myself hostage, right? It's just a loop. So taking that maybe very obvious manifestation evidence story, and now we're going to apply it to no communication, because no communication can feel like such a no man's land, like you're just lost in this empty space. And I think it can be really common for those of us that are healing codependency. Codependency, from what I am studying within myself and my healing journey, is really, really coming from such a strong lack of self-worth and issues with a very weak value of yourself. And therefore we are then placing our value into others and the way that they perceive us and the way that they're giving us our value, and what we can do for them and what we have to offer them. And again, it's it can be hard to sort that out in your brain because it feels like I don't know how to explain it, but going back to the skin thing, the way that others are interacting with you and giving you your value, if you're in a codependent state, is based on your own state of self. So you're not really getting anything from other people except for what is already within you. So to keep basing what's within, if you are basing your self-worth off of what you're seeing in other people, it's just a reflection of what's already going on inside you, okay? Does that make sense? So you're just looping, basically, your own internal values, and you're not making any changes unless there's parts of you that, because I think I've talked about it in another video, where obviously every single thing in your reality is not reflecting back the exact same image. You are a multifaceted being. You have a ton of depth to you. Your subconscious mind is 95% of your reality or something. Your conscious mind is only 5%. There are parts of you that don't believe in you, and you can see that reflected in people. And there are parts of you that have the most faith. I think there's like it's like a Bible quote about like you only need to have faith the size of a mustard seed, which I'm pretty sure are really, really tiny, to like to reap the benefits of it, basically. So you just have to have a little bit of hope within yourself. That little bit of hope will be reflected in your reality. I always see it in like a couple of my close friends. I can like pinpoint which ones are reflecting my faith and hope in myself back at me. And they are always like, the most supportive. They're always encouraging. They're always seeing the positive in everything and always giving me the encouragement I need. That's a reflection of you too. So it's not like everyone's going to be giving you back the same image, but I think, you can see where the majority of your beliefs lie, right? Okay, moving on. So it can be tricky to then see communication as a reflection of your state of self, because we get so tied into this connection with another person and how it's something that they're doing. Just go on TikTok. But just go on TikTok if you just want to hear people talk about ghosting and so many interesting beliefs about how you should react to it. Remember, you're really reacting to yourself. It is taken as such a personal attack, and I've been there. This is something that I have studied very closely with myself, but I really had to let go of that in order to change my reality, because it's coming from me, right? There's nothing to change but self. So when we are looking at lack of communication, we need to let go of this space and dynamic that we have created, this struggle, this like pull. It can almost feel like a silent tug of war with the person that you feel is not giving you the attention that you want from them. We need to let go of that tie to that other person, which is very difficult when we are deriving our value from other people. So we need to stop looking at the evidence or the reflection and then repeating it back to ourselves, like, oh my gosh, they still haven't texted me, or they haven't called me, or they blocked me, or they deleted me, or whatever it is. Stop looking at the reflection, because you're just repeating and then looping it. And I also did a video on when you are observing your reality, that's what your reality is going to be. Quantum waves collapse when you're observing them, and they collapse into whatever the belief is. So if you need to change things, you need to stop looking at it for a little bit. And that's why I highly recommend taking little breaks, distracting yourself in healthy ways for a couple days at a time, even a week at a time, and then testing out new mindsets and seeing if you can collapse a new reality. I should do a whole separate video on that, but you need to stop looking at the reflection of... Sorry, I just had a heart attack thinking that my microphone was muted this whole time. It's not. I can see the volume levels, but I don't know why. I just panicked. You need to stop observing the reality that you don't want. And I know it's really hard, because you can have the belief that every time your phone goes off, you're like, it's not them. Or, oh, it's my sister. Try this. Try not looking at your phone when it goes off, and sit there knowing it's them. And then once you don't need it to be them, because you just believe that it was, then check your phone. Try that. It's hard to shake it up when it's something that is so glaringly obvious, and if it's a deep wound for you, it's going to feel not good, right? So it's going to be something that you can end up obsessing over. So you need to let go of that state. You need to observe something different. You need to get yourself out of that mindset. And my advice for this, because I feel like I've gone on about this long enough now, is to really focus on yourself, because you're distracting yourself with someone else and how they are validating you. And that is evidence that something needs validating within you. So this is why when coaches say self-concept is key, it is. If you're obsessing over someone else, if you're fixating on one relationship, you need to focus on yourself. It is a major distraction from whatever is going on within you. And this isn't like me passing judgment or anything. I'm just being honest with you. This is my observation. These are things I've experienced myself. So don't assign negative weight to it. It's just, if you want to see different results, you're gonna have to kind of have these realizations. Now, if affirming that the person is texting you and calling you is going to be too triggering for you, don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't worry about it. Just don't think of them at all. That can be the most helpful thing, is to not think of them at all. Focus on yourself. My dog's in my lap and I disrupted his slumber because I am breathing, so apologies, sir. Try not thinking about them at all. Focus on yourself. And I know this can be so hard because it feels like if you let go of the thoughts of this person, then they're just going to be gone forever. In a way, yes. What's going to be gone forever is this dynamic you don't want. I talk about this in plenty of my videos, that when it feels like you're going to lose something, you are. If it feels like something is ending, it is. If it feels like something is dying, it is. But that doesn't mean that thing, that job, that car, whatever it is, your dream doesn't truly die. What you're losing is the version that you don't want. And when you're making changes and you're practicing manifestation, you're going to go through that process a lot. You're going to go through the process of losing things a lot because you're working on yourself, you're upgrading. So all those old ideas, they've got to go. So when you feel like I'm done with this person, and a part of you is like, oh no, but I really want to be with them. It's fine. You're done with the old version. Give it a day. Be upset. Be like, screw it. I don't need him. I don't need her. I don't need nobody. Do whatever. Get into that state. Give yourself a day to just be like, I don't need it. I don't even want it. And then if you're ready, you can start to see it in a more positive light. Yeah, you know what? I don't need that, but if they showed up like this, oh, that would be fun. If they, communicated in this way and, came through like this, that would be great. Let the old way die. I think of course, it's probably Neville Goddard that said, you have to die to the old version of you. And it's a scary thing. And, you hear coaches saying, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. You don't have to let go of having the relationship of your dreams. What you have to let go was the old version. And as you're upgrading, those old versions are going to die off, and this looks different for everybody. For me, it's a huge, screw it moment for me, where I'm just I'm done with this. I usually get really mad, and I journal out all the things that I don't want. And I'm just I can't believe that these people did this to me, and I can't believe that, this job treated me this way or whatever. And I'm I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not showing up to work to have people say blah, blah, blah to me. I'm not wasting my time. Let it out. I have a whole video on how feeling negative is actually a really good thing. If you never address the full scope of your feelings, you're not going to be able to you're a multifaceted individual. You have feelings. They don't have to be positive all the time. In fact, they shouldn't be positive all the time. You want your manifestation to be there no matter how you're feeling, for better or for worse. So let yourself feel. I feel like I need to wrap this up. Okay, I was talking about no communication. I said I was going to make it more simple. I don't know. I feel like this was more simple. I know I still talked about a ton of stuff, but I feel like I kept it simple. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Please be honest with me. I'm doing my best. So my final thought is that you need to focus on yourself, because lack was created because you were outsourcing to somebody else, and there was nothing for you to outsource. Does that make sense? So if you were it is now my SP's job to make me feel like I am valuable, how much value do you have in yourself? Because if you only had 10 days worth, that's what you're going to get from them. If you have an abundance of value for yourself, that's what you're going to get from them. But when you are outsourcing your reflection, your inner reflection, onto somebody else, they can only give you back what you have within you. So if again, if you only got 10 days worth or 10 months worth or whatever it was, that's what's going to show up for you. And they can't magically give you what you don't have within you. So that's why switching to your self-concept is so important, because you need to give that to yourself. You need to find an abundance of worth within you. However you're attached to this person, ask yourself, what does being with them validate for me? What does it prove to other people? This is a question I like to use. What does being with this person or having this person talk to me or take me on dates or call me, what does it prove to other people? I am worth people's time. I'm worth people's energy because I have this one person talking to me. I sound really sassy, but like I'm being really serious. Like, and the key is in that. What does, like, be really strict with yourself. And honest. What does this prove for me? If I sat down with my closest friends and I was like, so-and-so's talking to me again, this just goes to show that I am what? What is it? And then, once you have your answer, go give it to yourself. And I'm so serious because they can't reflect back to you what you don't have. If you have an empty cup, they're an empty cup because you have put it on them to be your reflection for this. That is why it is such a stark contrast to maybe other people in your life. So on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Let me know what else you'd like to hear about, what more I can talk about. I know that no contact situations can be really hard and they can be really confusing, and you can just get really lost in the triggers. So if there's something else you'd like me to expand upon, or there's a feeling that you can't quite put your finger on, do your best to describe it to me in the comments. I feel like this is my calling in life, is to help with communication issues and self-worth issues specifically. So please let me know. I will be happy to speak on something. Thank you for sticking with me for 17 minutes. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.